What is it that's holding you back, keeping you from becoming everything that God has created you to be, living your purpose and reaching your destiny? Is it self-doubt, feeling that you don't measure up to others? Perhaps it's fear or lack of resources, offenses and challenges, maybe even past or current circumstances. Well, I want you to know that these are pathologies, diseases of the mind that negatively impact how you think and perceive things that invade your everyday life. You can overcome these peculiarities and become conquerors, living in the purpose that God has for your life. The Bible, Philippians 4 and 13, teaches us, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Hello, I'm your host, Dee Johnson, and I'm going to share with you how you can overcome these pathologies and be all that God created you to be on today's Watering the Seed. Hey fam, welcome back to Watering the Seed, where we don't just talk about healing, we live it, breathe it, and grow through it. I'm your host, Coach D, and today we're talking about something that hits home. So, let me speak some truth that might sting a little at first, but I promise love, healing, and alignment, or realignment for some of us. Comparison is a silent killer. I'll say it again, comparison is a silent killer. It doesn't storm in loud and dramatic. Nah. It slides in dramatic. Nah. It slides in quietly, uninvited, but dressed up, real pretty, wearing pride's perfume and ego's cologne. You know what I'm talking about. It shows up in our homes, at the Sunday dinner table, in group texts, at weddings, funerals, and baby showers. And if we don't call it out for what it is, it will keep doing damage behind the scenes while we sit next to each other, smiling in photos we don't feel safe in. But today we're breaking that silence. And let's start with the truth right here, right now, on today's Watering the Seed. So, fam, let's start off by saying or knowing this: comparison breeds jealousy. If you're not aware of that, that's what it does. Comparison breeds jealousy. Jealousy promotes sabotage. And sabotage silently erodes everything love was meant to build. That's the cycle. And many of us are caught in it and don't to show you how to break it. Okay? So let's start off with love. Love ain't mirror. Love is not a mirror. Love is not a mirror. It's a window. Okay? You see, love operates in unity, not uniformity. We don't have to look alike, sound alike, think alike, live alike, or shine alike to be loved the same. God is the giver of gifts. And I talk about this in a podcast called Trading Tricks for Treasure. God is the giver of gifts, and he did not run out when he got to you. Okay, so just got to you. There is no shortage of brilliance, no shortage of beauty, no shortage of divine purpose. But somewhere along the lines, we started measuring instead of celebrating each other. We started comparing instead of collaborating together. Together. We stopped clapping for each other and started competing for airtime. And I'm telling you, that's not the kind of legacy we want to build. I've seen comparison turn sisters into strangers, literally, turn cousins into families into factions. And all of it's rooted in this twisted belief there's only enough light for one of us. Family, that's a lie. That is a flat out lie. Okay? Let me tell you about a day I'll never forget. A moment that shifted me. I was sitting in a room full of people I love. Family, laughter, food, music, all the things you get on the holiday gatherings, the whole surface. of energy, just good family together, gathering, togetherness. But the air, whew, it was thick. Not with anger, but with tension. That quiet kind. You know what I mean. The kind you feel but can't always name it. The smiles were polite, but the comments were loaded. Shade. You doing that now? Look who finally showed up. Must be nice to travel all the time. Little jabs, little digs. Compliments with comparison backed right in. It wasn't hate, it was hurt, showing up dressed like pride. That day I had to check myself. Not just how I received some comments, but how I might have contributed to the environment as well. Sometimes we're the wounded and the wounding one and don't realize we're unknowingly fueling the rivalry. We were trying to outshine each other, which is a terrible thing to do instead of pouring love on each other. So I'm going to say this with my whole chest. This is a truth bomb. Stop the sibling rivalry. Stop. Kill the emotional hierarchy. Let go of the obsession with being the favorite. There are no favorites. And if somebody made you believe that, that's a lie. Whether they treated you like you were the favorite or they told you you were the favorite, it's a lie. That old adage, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, so behold beauty. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're the best. I don't care how beautiful you are. It doesn't mean that you're the best or the most beautiful. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So let's stop this obsession with being the favorite. We are not each other's competition. We are not auditioning for love. We are not battling for the spotlight. Let's stop the nonsense. You don't have to shrink for someone else to shine. And someone else shining doesn't dim your glow. Only you can do that. And the moment we stop competing, we start conquering together. It's time to build a new kind of family culture. Let's normalize things, by celebrating each other's unique paths, correcting in love, not shame, clapping for somebody else without bitterness, saying, I see you and I'm proud of you without a backhanded follow up. Because comparison is the thief of connection. And legacy cannot grow in a house full of silent wars. Let's go deeper. The spiritual root. Comparison isn't just emotional, it's spiritual. And its root, comparison, is a form of distrust in God's plan for you. Is better than what he gave you. It questions, your worth and second guesses your assignment. But the word says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are a royal priesthood. You were created for good works prepared in advance. And that scripture comes from Psalms 139, starting at verse 14. And what that means is the phrase fearfully and wonderfully made is often used in Christian context. And the meaning is that every person is a unique masterpiece crafted with great care and intention by God's hands. And it should remind us that human life is sacred and valuable. This is a testament to God's creative power. So again, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are a royal priesthood, and you were created for good works prepared in advance. What God gave them does not diminish what he planted in you. We were never meant to compete. We were designed to complement each other. Imagine what would happen if every gift in your family was activated instead of analyzed. I've thought about this myself in my own family, and I've even had the gall to go to them and tell them that. And once I got that out in the open, it just flows naturally. It just flows naturally. If we could all use our gifts, our knowledge, and put it all together, can you imagine where this family could be? You talk about building legacies. It would be amazing. And if we treated each other like kingdom builders instead of contests on an emotional reality show, legacy in any family could be absolutely outstanding. Okay, so here's your call to action, because we need to get to work growing our gardens. We have to water the family garden, family. That's what we're here to do. So here's what I want you to do this week, not just for yourself, but for your whole bloodline. First, create a safe space in your family for authenticity. Okay, don't just tolerate the different ones, honor them. Honor their differences. Let people evolve. Let people, okay, without judgment. Celebrate out loud. Don't keep your praise private while posting your critiques, okay? Say it, text it, speak it in the group chat. I'm proud of you. I see how hard you've worked. Your win inspired me. Okay? Kind to each other. Check your heart. Check your heart. If a loved one's success triggers insecurity within you, don't ignore it. Get curious. Ask yourself, what is this poking at in me that needs healing? Because if you feel any kind of tension, jealousy, insecurity about something someone else is doing, whether it's within your family or outside of your family, you need to check yourself. What is it about you that is poking you and needs healing? Ask yourself that question. And then reframe the narrative, because you are not behind, okay? Unless you want to be. But you're not behind, because everything has a reason and a season, okay? You're not less than. You are not forgotten. You are divinely timed and uniquely designed. I love that one, and I hope you do too. I have to say that again. You are divinely timed and uniquely designed. Okay? And then lastly, speak life, not labels. Stop calling folks the broke one, the bougie one, the black sheep. Ugh, I hate that term. What the heck does that mean? Because they're different? No, they're unique as you are. Speak what you want to see, not what you've been conditioned to believe. Okay? So now, for everybody out there, I want you to grab your journal. I'm going to give you some seeds of reflection, and I'm going to end on that note. So whatever you've got, I want you to write it down. Write these questions down and sit with them. Answer them. Question 1, who have competed with instead of celebrated? You don't have to talk to these people about it. This is about healing you, okay? This is about healing you. Don't go run and give these to somebody and say, here, you need to read this, or you need to answer these questions. Don't do that. If anything, send them the podcast, okay? Tell them how it helped you, and that you want to move forward in peace and in love and in celebration of your family unit. And this is how you got to that place. Send them the podcast, okay? So again, question number 1, who have I silently competed with instead of celebrated? And then question number 2, when did I first start believing I had to prove myself in my family? For me, I think it started in childhood, because I was the black sheep. I was the different one. I was a little more fair skinned than my other siblings, and because I stood out, they emphasize that, you know. But today, I'm different. I'm just uniquely who I am, and I stand on it. So, again, question number two: when did I first start believing I had to prove myself in my family? And then question number three: what family labels have I carried that no longer fit me? Okay. I know a lot of in African American families, and probably in a lot of families in general. My dad especially nicknames, because there were a lot of us. I have a fairly large family, and he liked to give us nicknames, and that reminded him of who we were to him. And they were cute names. They were not ugly names. They were very cute names. Some people like to give ugly names, and that reminds people of how that person really feels about them. So let's not do the ugly name thing. Let's call them by their names. And if they want to be called that other name, then so be it. But if they ask you to call them by their name, call them by their name. Okay? So, what family labels have I carried that no longer fit me? And then, four, how can I sow seeds of support this week? Think about those things that you can do differently that will have a positive impact within your family dynamics. Okay. And then, lastly, number five, what would our family look like if love led the conversation? Okay. Can you imagine such a thing? So I'll go ahead and let you get started on those five questions. And in closing, if this episode tugged on your heart, go ahead and share it with someone you love. Don't let this be just another message. Let it be a movement in your family. We don't need permission to be ourselves. That's my workbook from the Embracing Authenticity book, Cultivate of Respect, Acceptance, and Authenticity. You can find it on Amazon.com. That was a shameless plug. Or I'll put the link in the comments, and you can link up and download the workbook and get to work on yourself. Okay. And then we just need safety to show up. Okay. We just need safety to show up and love to stay. Let love lead, let grace flow, and always remember we rise higher together. I'm Coach D, and this has been Watering the Seed. Till next time, stay real and keep watering that which matters. See you soon.